How you doing? This is Danny Gagnon, and you're listening to the Paulie Z Show.
Yo, 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 welcome back to the Paulie Z Show. This is episode number 31. And this is a very special episode today because it actually, at the time of recording, the day that we're recording this, it happens to be my brother's birthday. And I'm talking about my brother David, who is in the band ZO2 and one of the stars of Z-Rock with me and Joey. And I'm assuming, for anyone out there who's listening to this, I'm assuming you have some knowledge of the band and the TV show because otherwise, how would you have known about this podcast in the first place? So you probably know who David is. And today is his birthday, and I thought as a special treat, I figured, you know what, let me get him on and have him be the guest on the podcast. But not only that, let me do something even more special, which I'll get to in a second. First, let's say hello to my brother Dave, the birthday boy. Hello.
What's up?
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
And I'm still baffled that the only way that I get to be on this show is I have to have a birthday in order to do it.
What are you talking about? You've been on the show
No,
already.
I've been on with Joe. I've never been on just as a solo.
Yeah, but neither
Am I not interesting enough?
Joe, do I have to answer that?
Yes, you do. It's my birthday, and be nice.
No, yes, you are. Well, the thing is, obviously we've had so many guests, and it's tough. And hey, listen, it is a trek, to come to the studio. I mean, if you want to call in, that's one thing. But the fact that you're here at the studio is very special because it's not close to home, and it does take part of your day. So I'm happy that you're here, and stop complaining.
Done.
All right. So anyway, so before I do anything, before I say my surprise, I want to sing you a special birthday song.
Oh God, no. Do we have to do this part? Can't we?
It's your special day. Everyone will sing and shout hooray. You'll feel pure delight when you see those candles burning bright on a cake so delish. Close your eyes and make a wish and blow it hard. Blow it hard.
That was creepy on so many levels because it's a podcast, so you can't see, but I'll describe for you. Paulie's wearing a bright purple shirt, so I'm feeling like Barney is singing to me right now. What? He's got the purple shirt and like the off-orange big froey hair, and he's singing this to me now with the headphones.
Well, it's a birthday party. It's very colorful. I'm celebratory. And I'm blowing it hard. So, yeah, that's our birthday song. I don't want to sing the happy birthday song because then we get sued. You have to pay royalties for that. But we created our own birthday song, which was featured on Z-Rock. And it seems like that's catching on. A lot of people are requesting that song.
Do we get paid now from ASCAP? Because that was it was saying on the air?
No, I think the way it works is we don't get paid ever for anything we do. That's kind of how it works.
I believe that.
That's kind of how it works. All right, so anyway, on to our surprise. Okay, so I figured just to have Dave come in and be here and it would be great. But let me do something special since I am such a great brother. I decided to call a good friend of mine, and not only just a good guy, but this guy is a pro, all right, a professional at doing something that I love, which is cooking. Now, everybody knows that this is a show about rock and roll and food, and what better way to celebrate than to bring in, we imported him from Italy. He just came, FedEx.
Italy via Long Island?
Yes, we imported him from Long Island, Italy. And I'm talking about the world-renowned chef, Danny Gagnon. Danny, say hi.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey, how you doing?
Top chefs in the house. What's going on?
He is the top chef. And, so we got Danny to come in. I called him up, said, listen, I want to do something for my brother. And we've been talking about doing this for a while anyway, right?
Yeah, a long time.
And, I thought this would be a great way to, like a great opportunity to bring you in and see how this works. because Danny was saying, look, I have a mobile little kitchen thing. I can come, I can cook, we can talk. I said, you know what? Let's do it for this. Right. So Dave, surprise!
Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you. I'm
cooking your birthday meal for you personally, right here in the studio.
I'll get to decide if it's a good gift or not after I finish eating
yeah,
it, right?
Yes.
I hope you don't spit it out.
So we're going to talk to Danny and find out a little bit about his story too. But just so you guys know, what we're doing is Danny brought a whole bunch of stuff, and he's going to create a personalized birthday meal for David, but it's especially it's a healthy meal. Like I requested
when
that.
we talked over the phone, your brother's a diabetic,
right?
And you wanted me to create a diabetic meal for him, a gourmet diabetic meal. And usually, people with diabetes don't really understand that they can have a really, really, really good gourmet meal, with fresh fruits and good proteins, and it's really, really healthy for you, opposing to having like really fatty stuff. Like fried foods and stuff like that. So I'm here today to make this really, really good gourmet meal for you, made with a lot of different ingredients that are fresh.
So there's nothing
fried.
Or nothing fried, and even as carb-wise, I noticed really.
Yeah, there's no carbs either.
Right.
That's fantastic.
And that's one thing we talk about always on the road is like, I always say that like, there's got to be a way that you can eat and be happy and eat great stuff and eliminate the carbs. I mean, I know it's hard to do it all the time.
Right.
But for the most part, and I felt like Danny could come in today and show you how you can have a kick-ass meal with no carbs.
But that's great. But do I have to learn how to cook then?
No, we're just I'm gonna
I'll
hire
show you as we go.
Yeah, and Danny's gonna just come live with us.
Oh, perfect. That's the real gift.
That's the
As long
gift
as I have
right
my
there.
own room, my own bathroom, all right.
Well, I can't promise that.
You said this is a meal specially catered to me, right?
Especially catered to you.
So are there like chunks of breast and vajayjay in there?
No, there's not. But I do have cumin.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
that'll
it's
work.
a cumin or cumin?
That's cumin.
Did you cum in it?
Yeah, I did come in it.
Oh, okay. So there's
Perfect.
There you go.
All over the milk-fed skirt steak.
Right next to the whipped cream and the oil.
I'm an animal.
Excellent.
I got a big pair of balls too.
All right. So why don't we talk a little bit about, since Danny's here. So I have two guests today, so that's always a special thing. So Dave, we'll talk in a second. Well, you know what? Hold on. First, it's Dave's birthday. Let me talk to you. How's your birthday so far? Have you done anything cool this week? Like, are you having a good time?
Well, I woke up. That's always a good thing.
Well, there you go.
I consider that any day above ground is a good day, right?
What do you have plans though? What do you have planned for this week?
Well, cool? we have some shows I'm looking forward to. We actually have a show with one of my favorite bands, Dream Theater. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually gonna practice before the show, which I never do. But being in front of such a great company like them, those are amazing musicians, and I definitely don't want to disappoint.
I'm the opposite. I'm not gonna practice because I can't. No matter how long, if I practice every day for the rest of my life, I ain't gonna be as good as them. So I'm going the exact opposite, and I'm gonna probably purposely make mistakes so they say, oh, I get it, they're more of like a loose kind of rock band. because if you try to be good and you're not, like, the problem is it's like if you're 96%, that's not good because then they know you were trying to be 100.
Right.
But if you're like, it's like someone who gets D's in school, then no one expects you to get an A.
Right, absolutely.
And for people listening out there, that is Casino Logic.
That's Casino
At its
Logic.
best.
That's the name of our record, Danny. Casino Logic, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's basically
making the stupid sound not as stupid.
Right. Well, it's great though.
Yeah, it works for us. And okay, so let's talk about Danny. I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
No, I changed my mind. I don't. No, I'm kidding. So tell us a little bit about. I don't know your whole history. I know you were on Top Chef. I know that was a big thing. Right. But how did you get to that point? And just tell us your story. Go.
Okay. Well, basically, I'm a Long Island boy, born and raised.
Strong Island.
Strong Island, baby. I was a football player. Yeah, I mean, played high school sports. Have a high sense of urgency, and in this business, you have to have a high sense of urgency. And I started in 10th grade and 11th grade. I got shipped off to vocational school in Levittown, and that's where I started culinary arts, my baking and pastries.
Now, why though? Did you want that, or it was something you fell into?
No, it was something I I always liked to cook, but it was something for me to get the fuck out of high school.
Well, be honest, the catering in the football team wasn't too thrilling, right?
No, I used to get made fun of all the time.
They're at halftime, and they're like, we gotta get too many turnovers. And he goes, what's up with these
no, he's
pastries?
he's like the
fumbled once.
You're like the water boy. It's like the water is shit. The food is shit here. I gotta create my own.
These olives are stale.
They're not. This is not sautéed.
Yeah. I was actually a really good football player. I had 2,500 yards my senior year. I had 25 touchdowns. I was second place for the Thorpe Award on Long Island, and I actually got a scholarship to Notre Dame.
Really? What position?
Outside linebacker.
Oh, he just said that.
Okay.
Yeah. I was a really good football player. Oh, what sport? So what sport did you play?
What sports you play?
Yeah. Can you see why I have a podcast? Because I'm a genius.
You are a genius.
So go ahead.
And then after I did more vocational school and played football, then I went to culinary school for my college.
But why didn't
Institute of America?
Why didn't you go to Notre Dame?
Well, it was a long story.
Okay.
My coach actually had sex with a 16-year-old. Got her pregnant.
What?
You're hearing it here first.
And you know what's funny? When someone says a long story, usually like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
And that's a great opener to a story, a long story.
Oh, yeah, I got tons of jokes under my belt. Yeah, so he had sex with a 16-year-old, got her pregnant, and then I was going to a Catholic football school. They found out about it, and it's called incest, and I wasn't allowed to go, and I lost everything. I lost my whole ride.
But why did you get punished for him?
Because
I don't understand.
From the background I was coming from, it made Newsday, it made newspapers.
Oh, so you were just associated with this?
Associated with him. I was the number one player that worked under him.
Wow.
I was his football player.
Wow.
So then I'm like, screw it. The only thing I got left is to freaking cook.
Wait, you were his wingman also while he was with the 16-year-old, right?
I wasn't. We actually rolled up on him a couple times to court him, but
Jesus.
it's fucking crazy. So then the only other option I had was just to go cook. So I went to the Culinary Institute of America. I got my associate's degree. After I got my associate's degree, I went to Montauk. I worked at a 3-star Asian restaurant. The name of it is called East by Northeast.
Did they have happy endings?
No, unfortunately not. I love happy endings. I used to go all the time, like in high school. There was this place like right up the block for me. I used to go. Me and all my boys used to go. We used to have like a couple shots of tequila.
Dude,
have the whole bottle.
Some
young guy.
From Tila Tequila?
Yeah, exactly.
I have a great happy ending story. We went to Canada. You remember this?
Oh my God!
I'm not going to name names because I don't want to get my friend to be mad at me. But we went to Canada when Paul Stanley was doing Phantom of the Opera, right?
Okay.
And this was years ago.
Right.
And we go up there now in Canada. Prostitution's legal, yeah, and all.
You can do whatever you want.
Oh, and we were in heaven because we were all single, we were all young, and we had some money, and we were like,
right.
What the fuck is going on here? Every block had like 10 porn shops and stuff.
Really?
Oh, it's ridiculous. There were more X-rated shops than there were like anything else.
Right.
And so we go and we decide to get a happy ending.
Right.
And this is just part. Then there's a whole hooker story, but that's a different story. But so we go and we're upstairs. And we each have our own room, right?
How much did you pay?
What was $40? I think, right?
Pretty reasonable.
It's the best $40 you ever spent.
Oh yeah, because first of all, the massages are usually pretty decent.
Right.
It's I'm like the hell with the ending. Just give me a good massage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And basically, so we each have our own rooms, and we're there with a friend who will name him
Big Black.
I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah, we'll name him. Shlomo.
Okay.
Shlomo, because he's the exact opposite of a Shlomo, but he's not. Anyway, so us and Shlomo are there, and we're in the thing, and he's waiting for his girl. We're all waiting, and his girl was like running late or whatever. And then I remember me and Dave were ready to go, and I'm relaxed, and my girl starts, and all of a sudden I hear some commotion, and I hear.
You hear a girl screaming.
She's like, and he goes, I told you not to go in there, bitch. I told you not to go in there.
Oh, because that's how Shlomos talk, right?
Yeah, that's how Shlomo talks.
I told you not to go in there, Shalom.
Yo, I told you not to go in there. Anyway, the point is we came out with like, what's going on? Meanwhile, we're in the middle of our massage. And we...
He's getting raided or something.
Yeah, well, what happened was Shlomo's like, Dude, I let one go, and I told the bitch not to walk
He
in.
hotboxed in the room before she walked in.
She walked in, and she walked out screaming.
Oh my God. I told you not to go in. I thought she had the finger in his hand.
No, he told her not to go in the room for like 5 minutes, and she wouldn't listen. She didn't understand what he was saying, and he goes, "I told her not to go in."
And she literally yelled. I mean, everybody thought something was going on.
Yeah,
It was so.
bugged out.
She went crazy.
You know what? It was
and then
funny
it got
about
rated
that
too. Remember?
It did, yeah.
It got rated.
Yeah.
It did after
We all
that.
got
But
kicked out.
what was funny about that is I remember I wound up waiting for like the better looking girl,
Right.
the white girl.
You got it.
But what was funny is that she was a terrible masseuse.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, because whatever. I wanted the happy ending, but like Paul said, I wanted
Right.
the massage too. And she couldn't massage at all.
Well, she's hot, so she doesn't have to make
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
So it's literally you got to
Ugly
pick one or
ones,
the
yeah.
other. Yeah.
the uglier they are, the better they are in bed.
Absolutely.
Which is why I heard that Joey's really good in bed. That's what the girls say, you know. So, well, that brings me to another quick story, and then we'll get back to the culinary. But,
Yep.
sex is always good, for podcasting.
Absolutely.
But basically, when we went to Amsterdam.
Oh yes, I do.
Ben, how is it there?
You never been there? Oh well, it's
Not what you would think.
Well, it depends. For us, we don't do drugs, we don't drink. So for
Right.
us, it was like really not as cool as it would have been probably for most people.
Right.
But it's cool. It's
Right.
it's like the East Village in New York. If you've never
Okay.
been to the Village, it's like, oh, this place rocks.
Yeah, you're like looking around, you're like, oh man.
Yeah,
what
just
is
the
this?
culture is cool, and the
Right.
way they're cool with like all the different
The red light culture.
Yeah.
Like culture.
Well, so anyway, so we're in the red light district. And we're like, okay, obviously we're here. We may never get back here. We got to do this, while we're young and single. So we all, had some fun.
Partook.
We partook in the games. But the thing is, the same thing like David said, we all started looking for like the hottest girl. And I was like, nah. And I went for like the model looking.
But that's the point of this. I mean, that's the whole point of the red light district is that you're window shopping, literally.
Right.
They're all sitting out there posing.
Yeah, but what
for
did we
you.
Beggars
fine.
can be choosers for the first time.
But what did we find was that the hotter ones were terrible.
Well, because they didn't need to work for it.
Right.
Terrible.
They were getting
how
the
bad?
business.
And I went for 2 nights, and I said, "This is a waste of money." And we wound up being 3 nights. A third, what are you, Alex, my producer extraordinaire, is laughing his cracking. Why are you laughing?
3 nights.
Well, the first 2, I wasn't happy. I'm not going to leave Amsterdam without a good experience.
Right.
I went through 2, and they weren't good. And the third one, I went the exact opposite.
Right.
I said, I'm going to look for a beast.
You went to the one where the lights were like flickering and nobody was. There was no crowd
Dad-
hovering.
Sex.
Daddy, I went for a fucking beast. I went
yeah.
and I went in like off the main red light strip,
Okay.
and I went into like one of these like crevices, like
brown
in the alley.
lights.
Yeah, I went
The
to the
brown
brown
light
light district. Well, it turned out she happened to be a black lady, and I think she was from one of the islands because she had the accent, and she goes. Come here, my little boy. I take care of you. I think that was a Jamaican Spanish combo. I don't know. Hey man, I take care of you real nice. Yeah. And I said, and here's what I said. I said, look, I've been burned the last 2 nights. I really just want a killer massage now.
Yeah.
So I don't want to waste my money. And she goes, I'll massage you like you wouldn't believe. So I went up and I said, you know what? I'm not attracted to her or whatever, but I'm going to get a good massage. Well, let me tell you something. The massage was so good, and she was so like beastie.
Yeah.
Beastly.
She was so beastly that I actually wound up getting around, and she
yeah.
finished
Wait,
me off.
you're telling me
Sure.
she was so ugly that you got turned on? Does
But
that
what-
make any sense
yes,
at all?
Because well, think about that.
What do
Let
you
me
mean,
ask you a question.
kind of?
When people cheat, all right, when people always cheat on like their other person or whatever, it's always somebody uglier. Have you ever noticed
But
that?
why? But you know what it is? It's because they're the ones that have more. They got more like the other stuff,
Right.
the attitude,
Yeah,
and
fucking
they'll
don't wanna
do
see it.
stuff.
They have like the edge. This is almost like one of the Rocky movies where they have the fight in them.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
they have the fight.
the
Yeah.
hunger.
Right.
Yeah,
They
the
have
fight.
they have the eye of the tiger.
Yeah, they
Yes,
do.
they do. Like they'll stick stuff up your butt
Oh,
if you
yeah.
ask them to.
Hey,
The
nothing wrong
hot
with that.
hot
Yeah.
girls won't do that.
Drumsticks.
Drumstick, yeah, hot
Drumsticks
girls
are
won't
the
do
best.
that.
Dude, I had the complete opposite experience. I wish I went to the same beast you did because my experience was it was very sterile. It was very much like going to a doctor's office. It was like a doctor's visit. Dude, let me tell you, the first thing I
Hold
did,
on,
I
Danny.
went in.
What do you mean, really? I like Danny's
like
like
he doesn't
really?
know. It's like,
Wait,
oh yeah, tell
like,
more.
yeah.
Come
Do
on,
tell.
He's like, really?
She sat there first. Okay, the first thing she does, she puts on fucking rubber gloves.
Like,
okay.
Right. Yeah,
Each
snap,
each
snap.
hand she snaps it on. I really thought I was going for a physical. She
Right.
takes out like fucking baby wipes. She starts wiping me down like
fuck?
yeah, seriously. I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
What is this?
And then she places the condom on with her rubber gloves, and she makes sure she doesn't none of her
Like it
fingers
folds
touches
diseases.
me. Dude, she pulls it out almost like it's a balloon, like she's making a water balloon, snaps it on, and then proceeds to start jerking me off.
Right, you're like, what
and
the
I
fuck
said,
is this?
immediately I fell down. Immediately I lost whatever erection I had.
Yeah, I would have been like, that's automatic turn
Because
on to me.
I said, well, now what am I supposed to do? Cough?
Right.
I mean, so I didn't understand at all how anybody could get off of that.
It's-
So I
yeah.
said,
It's kinda like
you know what? I said, you know what? Fine. I tell you what. Take the gloves off. Take the fucking condom off. Stand 10 feet away from me. Fine. I'm just gonna jerk off on you.
and
You
let
just
you-
stand there and look pretty. That's
I
it.
hope it's 3/4 of the price.
Yeah, right. That's right. I asked for a discount. Exactly.
Give me a discount on this.
Are you sure? Look at that. Are you sure your name's not Gagnonstein or
Yeah,
something?
Gagnonstein, yeah.
Gagnonstein.
What's your
Gagnon
porno name?
wits.
Usually you take like the street you live on and like your middle name,
Yeah.
and then that's your porno name. I'm fucking Frankie Irons.
Oh, that's a great
I
name.
lived on Irons Place, and my middle name is Frank.
Nice.
See, well, I don't have a middle name, and I grew up
What-
on
wait.
48 on 12th Avenue.
Yeah,
So,
I'd be David 48th Street.
Yeah.
So-
12
Paulie 12.
Duncan
Doesn't quite work.
Duncan Blownuts starring 12th Avenue Z.
Hey,
Duncan Blownuts. That's a good porno name.
I like
right?
that.
So, all right, let's go back to your story. So,
Okay.
so now you're in culinary school. Now,
Culinary school.
did you when you did it? Was it
Right.
something that you said, "Oh, this is something I definitely could like doing"? Or,
yeah, it was something I thought I could definitely like doing, and once I got there, I fell more in love with it as I started cooking and started going through the classes and stuff like that. You know, knife skills. I had fish class, Asian class, every cuisine possible was taught to me up at this culinary school, and you know, making my way through this endeavor, I fell in love with it, and I got my associate's degree. I graduated. Then I went to Montauk. I worked at a 3-star Asian restaurant. I started making salads for $7 an hour. Worked my way up.
3-star Asian restaurant. Did they give happy endings?
No,
But
absolutely.
You already asked that. You already used
I
that
know,
joke.
that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Trying to get me again.
Speaking of happy endings, I have a great story about us in Toronto.
Absolutely.
So how do you get from there to Top Chef? Is that something that you just went?
Basically,
audition?
you have to try out. It's kind of like American Idol.
Okay.
Like you have to show what you got, show your knife skills. You know, be a character, be yourself.
Wait, what does that mean to have knife skills?
Knife skills, like
Can you show us a little demonstration?
Yeah, what-
I didn't even bring a knife.
That's
out.
what I'm
I
thinking,
did
like
all,
what-
I did all my knife cuts.
Oh, you
As
did
you can
already.
see right here. See, this is a knife scale. So, see how the pineapple is like nicely diced like that.
Was that pineapple?
So the shape, we were talking about the
The
shape.
shape of the fruit.
Also,
and
isn't
the
it something?
vegetable.
Someone taught me. I had a friend who's a chef, and
Right.
he showed me a couple things, and he was showing me like when you do the knife, it's like there is a certain thing like
Julienne.
the point stays on the board or something,
Right.
and
Yeah,
then
the
you
point stays on the board, and you grab the handle with your thumb and your forefinger.
and it's sort of a loose grab,
yeah, it's
right?
sort of loose. You don't want it too tight because if it's too tight, you know you're not going to go through the vegetable or the protein like how you want to go through it.
Right.
So then you want to keep the knife, the front of the tip on the board, and just lightly like shiver back.
Why
and
does
forth.
this all sound sexual to me? You
Oh,
want to keep the front
yeah.
of the tip on the
Oh, front
board.
tip on the board.
You went to classes for fish and Asians. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
The whole thing is like a sexual
It really is. I mean,
commodity.
and even all the condiments that you have laid out. You have the whipped cream. You have the
Oh, yeah, whipped
oil.
cream. I got honey. I got honey over
It's
here.
unbelievable.
Yeah, I got
Tell us the truth.
Well, food-
That's why you got into food,
Right. I
right?
got food, right?
Well, food is a very sexual thing. I
It
think.
is a very sexual thing.
It can be, apparently.
Yes. Absolutely. And just going through, the audition on Top Chef and doing my knife skills and learning everything.
Did they have
I
like
had
a
big drive?
did they have like a Simon on Top Chef? Did
Yeah,
they have-
they did. Yeah, his name's Tom Clicchio. Yeah, he's such a douchebag, that guy. The guy, like Tom Clicchio, the
Don't
guy.
hold back. Tell us what
No,
you really feel.
I can't stand the guy. I actually looked up to him. He was like my role model when I went on the show.
Right.
Okay. And when I was on the show, I did very well. I did very, very well. It taking place in New York City and me competing against, guys from Italy, guys from Finland, guys from Hawaii. I went against guys from all over the world.
Where'd you wind up placing?
I placed, I got eliminated the 6th episode out of 14.
Okay.
So I almost made it halfway through. But I really shouldn't have been eliminated, but I was. But anyway, back to Tom Clicchio, this douchebag. This guy is such an egotistical motherfucker. Okay, he never gave, out of all the good dishes I did, he never gave me one compliment. And going through this, I'm like, this guy's such a dickhead. I'm like, now I think totally different of him. You know what I mean? Like, he's just not what I thought he was going to be. And that's basically why I was a little disappointed. But me being on the show was, an accreditation to myself because I wanted to drive. I was on notice for the longest time. Busting my chops, making the best food on Long Island.
What kind of chops? Lamb
chops,
oh,
pork
okay.
chops, veal chops, whatever, chicken
And
chops.
what has come? I mean, we know what it's like. We know what it's like from being on Z-Rock. We know what being on television can do for you. And just out of curiosity, so what since that experience, like how has that helped you, and what have you? What kind of opportunities have come your way?
Since I was on Top Chef, all the doors that opened for me. Now I work at a restaurant across the street from Hofstra University in Nassau Coliseum. One of the owners is Wayne Corbett, the New York Jets wide receiver. Okay, so I'm his executive chef. I came up with my own innovative menu. It's like innovative bar food. So say I take like a buffalo chicken hero, right, and I saute it with like roasted garlic and broccoli rabe.
Right.
That's my twist on it. And I make my own hot sauce. I make my own sauces. I make everything from
Do
scratch.
you have any products that you're putting out, like Danny Gagnon's hot sauce? Or
Yeah, well, it's actually in the works of me making my own olive oil. It's like, single varietal, cold pressed, extra virgin. It's a really, really nice olive oil. I use it on everything.
You know the kind of olive oil they should have? It should be like Popeye's olive oil.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that
Popeye,
sell?
yeah.
Wouldn't that sell? I'd buy
Oh,
that.
shit.
See, that's a great idea.
Hey, you heard it here first. That's a David Z.
That's unbelievable.
Popeye's
You create
olive oil.
it and just give me a cut. That's all. I want a
Absolutely.
kickback.
I'll give you royalties.
Beautiful.
There you go.
That's
Wait.
We're going into business.
Hold on. I got to get a percentage because I put you guys together.
Everybody
What?
says, yeah.
No, that's how it works.
I'll give you royalties, and
See?
I'll even give the producer royalties.
No, you don't have to give him. He didn't do
Okay.
anything. He didn't do it. Well, no, he did tape.
He
He
put the
did.
mic on, so.
Yeah, he taped up the mic so that doesn't move. So he gets it.
He's got the power to edit that however he
Shut
wants.
this off.
The reason I ask is because I had Marky Ramone on. I think that was last week, right? That was our last episode, and Marky, who you would never think would ever put out his own food, actually has his own sauce.
Really?
Yeah, his own
kind of sauce?
marinara sauce.
Oh, marinara.
Yeah, it's Marky Ramone's Brooklyn's own
Nice.
pasta sauce. He
Pasta?
says. Pasta.
Like pasta?
Yeah, but he
Pasta?
says pasta.
Oh, pasta
Yeah,
sauce, this guy.
that's his gravy. But that's
gravy.
but the funny thing is, I was like, you wouldn't think, you know what I mean?
Like that somebody like that would
Yeah,
come out with their own sauce.
and he says he had his own sauce, and he just everyone loved it.
What
and
is
he wanted
that?
to
But
put it
what
out.
does that mean to have your own sauce? Like, what does he do?
It's his own, the way he makes it.
Right.
Like what? Like
Everybody makes no one.
Different.
I mean, I
Some
can't
people
imagine
put
two people can make it exactly the same.
No.
No matter what you
You
do.
can't. Well, I've trained guys in my kitchen. I've sous chefs. I have line cooks that, I train to make my food.
Right. If
And
they follow the recipe.
they follow my recipe, and I'm really on top of them. Like, I'm constantly standing over them because people need to get consistency.
Yeah.
So that's my job as executive chef, to make sure that they're making my sauce right. They're making they're making everything.
You taste it.
I taste everything.
Okay.
And I'm a working executive chef. I cook on the line. So I cook on the line with all my guys.
you call them line chefs?
Yeah, I have line cooks.
This is like linemen.
Yeah.
So this goes back to your football days.
Right, exactly. Absolutely. So they're line chefs, and then I have my sous chef, which is like the fullback.
Let me ask you a quick
Yeah.
question. The meal that you're making me, is that
Yes.
something that's regular on your menu?
No, this is
So where
nothing
did-
regular on my menu.
Where did you come up with it? Let's talk about the meal today.
Okay, basically, I came up with the meal because you told me your brother was diabetic. So
Right.
I instantly went to my culinary books. I have
Right.
books on gluten-free, books on...
I also told you he's annoying. Does that have anything to do with the ingredients
yes,
or no?
I put tranquilizer in
Oh,
Oh,
the
nice.
pineapple.
I can't wait.
An extra heavy dose for you.
There
okay?
you go. There you go.
Yeah. And then I looked in my culinary books, and I was looking on the diabetic foods and proteins and items and what he would be into and stuff like that. Like what's new, what's 2010. You know what I mean? Everybody that cooks these days is like old school. Like, chicken parmesan and like your normal stuff. I'm the new era, and I make the new cuisine. And this is why I'm
Right,
doing
like
this
kind
new
of,
fella.
well, kind of like us with our music. You know what I
Right.
mean? We're very Zeppelin, very Aerosmith. I have an afro,
Okay.
sideburns. You know,
Very,
I mean,
very now,
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
probably different.
yeah, no, I'm saying we're cutting edge.
Yeah.
You know,
Wait a second. And not only that, we wear bell bottoms too.
Yeah,
Whoa.
bell bottoms. I play a Les Paul. I mean, that's a fairly new thing, you know.
Right.
We're gonna open up a club called the Regal Beagle.
But go ahead. Enough self-deprecation.
So then, I looked up, like fruits and vegetables and stuff.
Right.
High antioxidant foods. Natural sugars. Good for the body. You know what I mean? Good for health and stuff like that. And
Now, let's say you go through that and you
Right.
have a list of things that would be good.
Okay.
How do you decide? Do you randomly just say, well, if I'm going to do, like today you're doing skirt steak, right?
Yeah, I'm doing cumin, right? Cumin milk fed skirt steak.
Oh, cumin milk.
Oh, cumin milk, baby.
Can we just give it
I
another
can't
name?
wait.
Oh, just on my face.
What does that?
Cumin-
What does that mean? Explain that.
Cumin?
No, what is it?
Marinate.
Cumin milk fed.
Cumin milk. Well, basically, they feed the cow milk instead of water,
Okay.
and the cow's massaged.
Okay.
Okay, and they
Is it-
physically walk up to the cow
Wait.
and massage it like the massages we were talking about.
Does the
before.
cow get a happy ending?
The cow does actually he does. He gets milked.
Oh, speaking
so
of
you
that,
have
we
the
have a
ending. I have a-
Canadian.
We got to, it's like the same thing as like an Asian massage.
Right.
So basically, the guy walks up, but it's a guy, the farmer, massaging the cow. It drinks the milk, and then it's slaughtered. It's brought to the slaughterhouse.
Okay.
And then that's milk-fed skirt steak. And then I marinate it. I trim it up. There's like silver skin over it. I trim the silver skin.
Okay.
It's like sinew that sticks to the meat, and it needs to be removed. And then I marinate it in garlic, cumin, teriyaki.
How long do you marinate? Overnight?
Yeah, I usually marinate overnight.
Is that standard?
Standard marinate overnight.
Okay.
Right. Anything marinated longer than that, it's going to seep into the meat.
Oh, you don't want it to? I thought that's the point.
Well, you don't want it to go all the way through. You also want to take temperatures on it. So say if you want a steak mid-rare, right?
Yeah.
And I let it marinate for 2 days. Okay. And I cooked it mid-rare the way you want it, and you sliced into it, the teriyaki and the soy sauce would leach into the meat, and it wouldn't look mid-rare to you.
Oh, I see.
So
would
wait,
go
so
brown.
you'd say the
Even though
It
it
would
was.
take on the color of the soy sauce.
Okay.
so
take on the color.
it takes a whole night to marinate this, but
Right.
how long does it take to actually cook it?
Skirt steak? Well, it depends on the steak. Like ribeyes, depends on the steak, depends on the cut, depends on how much it is.
What about what we have here?
This is like a 8-ounce cut, okay, skirt steak, and it's about I would say like 6 inches long. So it would take approximately like 3 to 4 minutes to cook.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Wow.
or maybe even shorter.
All right. Well, then I
My
think.
little doohickey thing over here.
All right. So what we have. Let me explain to everybody here. We have this little. What is it? Like a. let me explain. What do we got here?
How about we let him explain?
Okay.
It's my little propane single burner stove.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say.
Cast iron skillet.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, very easy, very portable. I can bring it wherever I want. If I want to go on the beach, I go to the beach. I cook.
To a tailgate?
If I want to go to the tailgate,
Yeah.
I cook on the tailgate.
Oh, you can cook that. Right. You're not plugged
Yeah,
in. That's
I'm
amazing.
not plugged in, so I can go. If I want to go camping, I go camping. I
You
whip
can-
it out.
so while
boom.
we're on the road, you can
Yeah.
cook in our tour bus.
done.
Holy shit.
Our tour bus, by tour bus you mean our van, right?
Our van. Yeah.
Who cares?
Well,
Who
I
cares what
can't-
it is?
It doesn't matter. Okay, so let's. Well, why don't we get started? So we're gonna cook. So we're cooking
Yeah.
for 4 today.
You're cooking for 4.
You're gonna
yeah.
eat with us, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat with
You're
you.
gonna have some, and obviously, Dave, this is for your birthday meal, and Alex is gonna have some food with us, and I'm gonna eat, of course. And so while he's cooking, Dave and I are gonna talk a little bit about the M3 Fest that we just played at the time, which would be a week ago from the time of this taping. And Danny, feel free if you want to jump
All right,
in
thank you.
during
I'm
the
just-
conversation.
Okay, perfect.
But in the meantime, Danny Gagnon, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to make us
All right,
a
here we go, baby.
beautiful meal.
Here we go. Light up the tires, squealing fire, slicing and dicing.
Oh, look at that. He's got his own catchphrases and everything. He's intense. You got to see his face right now. He's like, yeah.
I'm starved
I'm like,
right
yeah.
now.
Yeah. All right. This looks good. I'm sure it's going to be excellent.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to concentrate. I think
All right.
I'm just going to be watching him.
All right,
Like
well-
a hawk. I'm dying.
Well, here's what we need to do before we actually eat. I mean, he said it's only going to take a few minutes, so we'll be eating soon. And then I also want to go through some Yo Paulie email with you. But let's just talk real quick about M3. First of all, we came from Poughkeepsie the night before. We played a great show out there at the Chance, and then we drove through the night, got there at 4:30 in the morning, and had to wake up at 8:30 in the morning.
Because we were first on the bill.
We were first on the festival stage, so we had to load in like at 10. So that in itself, I knew it was going to be a very long weekend just for that. We had 4 hours, and then the show itself was 12 hours.
Why didn't you tell the people out there who was the genius who decided to go up north just to have to go back down south for the next gig?
That was me. Well, you know what it is. I'll be honest with you. I get I like booking, and I love playing, obviously, and I do have a tendency to just sometimes I really just like, oh, we have an open day, let's play. Well, why not? If we can play, why wouldn't we play? Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear that. Can you hear? I hear that in the microphone. That sizzle. That is music to my ears.
No, that wasn't the sizzle. That was my mouth salivating.
Oh my God! Look at that right now.
You hear it?
Holy shit! So Danny, you gonna do one at a time, or you could do it through?
I'm gonna do 2 at a time.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do 2 at a time right here. I got 2 in the pan.
Nice.
Okay, heat it up a little extra virgin olive oil.
Just like a real rock star, brother.
Oh yeah, a little extra virgin olive oil.
Little skirt steak
Yeah,
threesome
now I'm gonna
there.
hit it with a little salt.
Nice.
Oh,
Sea
God,
salt,
you
right?
smell
Sea
that
salt?
already?
Yeah.
Yeah, sea
Yeah.
salt. I've learned the value of
little
sea
sea
salt.
salt.
Sea salt is fucking amazing.
Oh, it's fucking unbelievable.
So I don't know how we're gonna talk. That
my
smells
God.
so good. All right, I think we're gonna have to have Danny on every show for now.
Holy Jesus.
He might be the official ZO2 cook.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're gonna make you famous, buddy.
All right, thanks a lot. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
and then you have to make us famous.
Oh, absolutely. You kidding me?
Holy shit.
Oh, that does smell really good. All right, hold on. Let's try to get this M3 story. So basically, all right. So Dave, tell me your take on that whole day and that whole weekend.
Well, like I was saying before, we were the first band on the bill, and for me, while we were setting up, they haven't opened doors yet, so it was any band, no matter who you are, you're always your main concern is you want people there, and we're looking out. It's like this Woodstock-sized field. And there's nobody there at this point. It's just us setting up, and we're like, "Oh my God, are we going to turn around and have like 3 people out there?" It was very, very nerve-wracking. We went backstage. We went to the I guess the dressing room that they had for. They had 2 stages, and they had 2 separate dressing rooms. So we were in the dressing room, and we were getting ready.
Though, we were in the dressing room we were in the dressing room that wasn't with Scorpions.
We were,
yeah, Scorpions were, and all the
we
big
were in
bands
the
were in the
secondary dressing room.
Yeah, it wasn't really. It was more like a little trailer.
We were sharing space with production.
And we had the funny thing was the sign said ZO2's dressing room from like 8 a.m. to
we had
11.
a certain allotted time for it to be ours, so we only had a certain amount of time to wreck the place. And this was over by the second stage, the main stage, the bigger of the 2 stages.
Hold on one second, Dave. Medium rare on all these, if possible.
Yeah, not a problem. Come right up.
It's the only way to make steak, isn't it?
Oh, you never
Absolutely.
know. You never know.
True steak, at least.
So go ahead.
So we're in that dressing room, and so we're far away from the stage that we're actually going to be playing. So we have no idea what's happening there. The stage that we're near, again, there wasn't going to be a band on there until after we were done, so it was still pretty empty. So we had no idea what to expect. The production manager comes out and tells us it's our time to go. So we wound up going on this like little golf cart.
Golf cart from hell.
Yeah, well, it turns out to be they wound up driving us over to the other stage, but they took the scenic route. They cut through all the forest, basically.
Yeah, they went pretty much like around the whole compound,
but straight through the trees.
Right, and it's funny because we're like, it would have just taken us about 5 seconds to walk to the stage, but they went and it was like a 10-minute ride.
That's right, and they brought us to the stage, and we got on, and amazingly enough, the place was packed. Thousands of people. We did not expect it, and it wound up being an amazing, amazing show. What are we looking up? What are we looking at?
We're just making sure that
Making sure the studio's not going on fire.
the sprinkler system.
That's a
doesn't
good
go
idea.
off. Yeah.
If
it seems like it's high enough.
I'll tell you what. If it
looks
does,
good,
it does, just do me a big favor. Throw me the steak before we light up.
I'll throw you a steak
All right.
and we'll run out of the building.
Yeah, we'll run out with steaks in our mouths. So, yeah, well, it was funny because I thought the same thing. I said, I'm not going to get my hopes up because it's early in the day. And
It was
we're
like
the first
like
band.
12 o'clock.
12:30, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? If we have a handful of people, I'll be happy. I'm just happy to be on the bill. And hopefully next year we'll come back, we'll get a better spot, and just to see these great bands is great enough. And what happened?
It was amazing. It was fantastic. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it definitely brought us back to the days of when we were touring with Kiss. It felt, it had that outdoor kind of feel to it. And, we went over like gangbusters. I think, the people really responded. We've been touring for a while now, so we actually had a lot. I would say, at least it felt like more than half the crowd there knew who we were.
Oh, yeah, it was a good amount, but it was a lot of people. It was packed.
It really
and
was.
That was a very, very pleasant surprise. So that was great. And then from the day went on, and it was just, the main thing was it was so hot that, it does weigh, that like heat really does weigh you down after a while.
It was so funny when we were watching Winger. The dude, I don't know what gave him the idea to wear this, but he was wearing a long sleeve shirt, a long sleeve button down shirt. Winger, yeah, Kip. And it was a black shirt. And dude, can I tell you, the black went into like deep, deep, dark black because of the sweat.
Oh, yeah.
And you can tell. I mean, you can actually see it like glistening. It turned glossy almost.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And you know what's cool? I met up with Rod Morgenstein, who was on my podcast. We met up with him and the guys from Kicks. Like, it was funny because we knew a lot of those guys. We were friendly with most of the bands that were on there. And I got to meet Kip, which was really cool. They put on a great show musically.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. And but anyway, I can see the meal is going pretty quickly. So I want to get real quick to the Scorpions. So basically, it was a great day, and it was a long day, but it was great.
Yeah.
And then we're watching Scorpions, and Klaus comes out.
Yeah, kind of fell a little flat. I mean, it was very difficult to watch as a musician because you knew something was up. He was singing like 2 feet away from the mic. You couldn't hear anything he was saying. Every other song was like an instrumental or a drum solo.
It was a lot of drum solos.
Yeah, so you knew something was up. But the problem is, for people who aren't musicians, they don't really understand. So they're all kind of going, I can't hear what's going on. There was this one guy in particular in the front who kept on like pointing to Klaus to like sing into the mic. Like, duh, like he doesn't know that. So Klaus finally made the statement. He said, listen, I know, you're saying, people out there, you're saying you can't hear it. Don't blame the sound guy. I came down with the flu, and I came down with a bad case of it. I can't sing. And instead of canceling, we decided to come on and still put on as kick-ass of a show as we can. So please deal with it.
Yeah, and I heard we wound up leaving early just because we were beat and we had to drive home. I wish we we could stay, but it was Father's Day the next day, so we drove home. But we missed it. I heard Vince Neil came out and actually sang some songs with him. And
that doesn't really help, does it?
No.
No, Vince didn't have the flu, and he was still not singing.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if that was a good idea or not. But the thing is, I've, as a singer, definitely felt for Klaus because I was like, I've been there. I know what it's like. And you know
Sure.
how I get when I can't sing. It's like, it's really frustrating because if you can't do what you do, then like, if anything is hindering you, then you lose that like magic, like that.
Yeah, but
fantasy.
you know what I love about us and about being in ZO2 is that the fact that there are other singers. I think every time that you can't sing, you can at least pass it off to me or to Joey, and we can now take it on. When you're the only singer and that's all you're doing, because it's not like he has a guitar. Like at one point he broke out a tambourine. Like that's gonna make it any better.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you said, I really felt for him, but at least for us, when your voice is going down and it's not really up to par, you can pass it off to me. I can start singing all the songs that I sing lead on, and Joey can sing.
It's very helpful. And the thing is, with me, what's funny is normally when I think I'm not up to par, it's usually still better. Everyone tells me, it's like, are you crazy? Like, it's very like when I don't feel like I'm up to par, it's still better than I think a lot of people. Like, it's just my standards of what I want to do is very, very high. And you guys always give me a hard time because you're like, it's like no one notices. You know what I mean? You notice, but no one else. But with Klaus,
that's the first rule of show business.
Yeah.
You never show your hand. You know what I mean? You keep going, and most of the time the audience can't tell. But again, with this, unfortunately, he really wasn't singing.
Right.
So I think everybody could tell. The only difference,
but
like
he
I
was
saying,
really sick too. There's a difference between just feeling you're not up to par and actually not having a voice. And there's a difference there are times when I don't have a voice. That's not in my head. That's just physical. You
know what? But again, I commend him for coming out and still giving his all. I mean, that's the best you can ask for as a performer. You kind of give it your best. You can't. The problem is you can't fake a voice. There's only so much of it you can fake. Musicians, if you're feeling under the weather, you can still play your instrument. You won't be as uppity, but you can still play the music. The fingers don't matter as much.
Right.
The voice you can really tell.
I think we're good.
Yeah, steaks are done, everybody. Medium rare. Let's go.
Holy
Look
shit.
at that.
All right. Wow, that is fast.
3 minutes, I think.
Yeah, that is
Something like
amazing.
that, 4 minutes maybe.
Holy, and look at the way
Now,
it
is that
looks.
because there's skirt? because they're very thin? Like if that was a huge fillet, that wouldn't be that quick.
It would take a little.
What are you
a
trying to
little
say?
longer.
If it was a dude, it would take longer.
Right.
What?
It's a skirt, so
Yeah,
it's,
it's
so
a
they.
skirt. It's a broad. All right, so
Here you go.
Oh
right,
my
well-
lord!
give the birthday boy first.
Okay, here you go, buddy.
Gimme.
Happy birthday. That's a South American Caribbean pineapple salsa with beefsteak tomatoes, a little bit of cilantro, a little bit of sweet Vidalia onions, a peluche of cilantro, and 25-year aged balsamic reduction.
A what of cilantro?
A peluche. It's a French name for like a leaf.
Oh my lord!
And 25-year aged balsamic reduction.
What's the second biggest? What's the biggest one out of those three?
This
Big-
one.
Here,
Right, okay.
listen. For the people at home,
There you go.
the steak is so soft. I'm cutting it with a butter knife. Okay, cutting it with a plastic butter knife here.
Butter. All right.
Wait a second. Aren't you
Everybody-
still on your diet?
Okay, dive in.
You're not allowed to eat anything.
Yeah, Alex, you can.
All right, I'm gonna.
All right, you ready? Dave, you take the first bite. Go ahead. All right, this looks amazing. So it's basically steak that was marinated with like fruit, right? Like fruit, like a not a sauce. What would you call that? Is it a fruit sauce?
It's like teriyaki, cumin, and then like the salsa on top.
Oh, like a salsa. Okay.
It's like a salsa, but it's like really. It's South American pineapple. It's like the sweetest pineapple on like
Dave?
alive.
You sure there's no sugar in this? This tastes so amazing. There's no
I
way
swear
there's.
to God,
Oh
there's not
my!
much sugar in it.
That's the fruit, right? Natural sugar.
It's the natural sugar.
Oh my
This
god!
is a diabetic meal.
Oh,
See, that's incredible.
this is not even like meat. This is so soft and so tender.
But is it because? Let me ask you a question.
Hmm?
Obviously, I know the answer. It has to be yes. But how much of it is the actual meat that you bought? Like, if I bought a piece of steak at
it's all-
Pathmark,
Uh-huh.
is it going to come out this good?
Well, if you marinate it and you execute it properly, it's about executing, your cooking properly with different techniques.
Really? Okay.
And I pan-seared it, so it kind of like caramelized that soy sauce on top. Like you see that crust on top?
Right. How's that? Is that by heating the pan so hot, and then when you put it in, it
Right.
Okay.
It gives that nice crust. And once that soy sauce
It's almost
smokes,
like foreplay for the steak, right?
Right. And once that soy sauce smokes, it gives it like that nice, like earthy, like really like soy flavor. You know?
This is incredible. It really is. And I
Can
would
we
tell-
end the podcast now and just eat?
No.
Oh, well, you talk. It's your podcast. Stop eating and give me your food.
No. It's just going to have some dead silence for like 10 minutes.
Dead time.
Nobody's even talking.
Oh my god.
So let me ask you a question. When you, if I was to make this at home,
Right.
if I had the steak, so marinate it
Okay.
in what? What does that mean? I put
Marinate, like make sure there's like whatever you're
some
marinating,
liquid.
like some liquid around your protein.
But what's this liquid? How would I do
It's
that?
homemade teriyaki, so I take soy sauce, okay, and white wine, okay. I reduce it, and then once
What does
it's
that mean?
reduce it, like so say if I have 4 cups, I cook it till I have 1 cup.
How do you know?
You just know by,
So you
by
just
consistency
Cook it in like a saute
pot.
A pot. Okay.
until it comes down, until you have the right consistency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you cool it, and then you add, your sauce to that, and then a little bit of cumin, which is a Spanish spice, and that's it. You marinate it.
And then when you cook it, do you put this is where I always get screwed up because just because of kind of time wise, I think I always rush things. But do you put it on a high flame?
Yeah, you put it on a high flame. This way, as soon as the protein goes in the pan, it doesn't like cook from the inside out. You want it to cook from the outside in. You know what I mean? You want to get that nice crust on the outside and still be medium rare in the middle.
Does that apply to pretty much all meat if you're cooking it like that?
Yeah, it applies to all meat, except for chicken, because chicken needs to be cooked all the way through.
So you wouldn't do the same technique, or would you and just leave it longer?
I would do the same technique with chicken, but I would do it a little longer.
My god. And this literally took only a few minutes to do. Like you said, you can
That's
do this
it.
at a tailgate party, and
Done deal.
it's a gourmet meal.
was
Yeah,
the
people
prep?
eating in I can feed 30 people in a matter of like seconds.
But it's all in the prep, really, right?
Well, it's all in the prep. Yeah, like I prepped this.
So what's in the salsa?
Salsa, it's cilantro,
Right.
beefsteak tomato, okay, pineapple, and then I
Yep.
did
Onion?
Yep.
honey. I used honey.
You ever put seltzer in your salsa?
No,
Never tried it?
no, it was good.
I don't know. They said it on Seinfeld. So
Oh,
I
did
gotta
they?
say
Oh, you never know. Yeah, it would probably give it like a little like fizzy, like airy, adaptation to the salsa. But other than that, I put a little honey, which is natural sugar. It's a really, really good honey.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
If you had to guess, do you know how many carbs overall this has?
If I had to guess, maybe 150.
150 carbs for the whole thing?
Yeah,
For this plate?
But I don't know. Is that good? I mean, natural carbs though. There is carbohydrates in fresh fruit and pineapple and stuff like
Right.
that. So it's naturally good carbs. It's not like carbs like.
But he would
That's
still
it,
have
carbohydrates.
to, right?
Well,
but
yeah,
he would
'cause
still have to take insulin, right?
I do have to take insulin, but I think that sounds high. That sounds high for this one plate.
I think it might be. I'm not really too sure
Right.
on the carbohydrate level.
I think Danny's pulling numbers out of his ass right now.
I actually just pulled the number out of my ass. I'm not gonna lie to you.
There's a 1, there's a 5, a 0. Let's put it together.
Yeah, 150.
I think there's about 4,000 carbs in that. Is that okay? I don't know.
I
Is
don't know
that
what's good. I mean, I really don't read the back of things, but for this instance, it's very, very low. That's what I have to say.
Oh, wow.
This is unreal.
Yes, definitely.
Big
Big
round of
applause.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, before we run out of time, while we're eating, I'm gonna just pull up a couple of Yo Paulies.
I'm telling you, can't I just have the rest of your steak? It's my birthday. Give me a gift.
No,
Give me the gift that keeps on
this
giving.
is the gift.
It gives later on the toilet bowl.
All right, we got a couple of happy birthday emails for you, Dave.
Oh,
This
yeah?
one comes, this one comes from Sonia Cavazos. This one says, 1, happy birthday to David Z. 2, thank you guys so much for coming back to Schubert's in Chicago on June 7th. And 3, you guys are fantastic live. It was me and my brother's first time getting to see you guys perform. We discovered you through Z-Rock, and we had the absolute best time. So many bands do not sound the same live as they do on record, but you guys are even better. We particularly enjoyed covers of Roxanne and Tom Sawyer. Yeah, we've been doing Roxanne in our set lately, and it's been going pretty good. Blah, 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 blah. So all right, so there's no real question here. This is all photos and stuff like that. All right, so thank you, Sonia, for your compliments and sending us the pictures. I'm going to go through these quick so I can get as many in as possible.
Hey, here's a quick question. Do we
Yeah.
eat the leaf?
Yes, you eat the leaf
We do.
too.
Oh, you do?
I also have dessert too.
I never
You
understood
do?
that.
Have
Whoa,
dessert
whoa,
for you.
whoa!
Let's
What?
break that shit out,
All right.
baby, because we got about 10 minutes.
Oh,
All right, this one comes from Danielle. Says, "Hey, Paulie, saw your tweet and I wanted to wish my fellow Cancerian David." Oh yeah,
Nice.
that's right, cancer.
Yes.
Happy
we are a disease, I know.
I hope he gets everything he wants and lots of cake. No, not lots of cake. Hopefully enough to match his appetite. Next Friday, Highline Show is my birthday. Can't wait to rock with you guys. Oh, okay. Blow it hard, D from Jersey. Well, happy birthday in advance, D. Let's see. This one is from... No, this one's just a link here. How about this? These are mostly... I'm trying to look for some questions. I'm getting a lot of just you guys...
By the way, just so
Great.
you guys know out there, I'm eating Alex, the producer's leftovers here.
Oh, you're kidding.
I'm not giving him a chance to finish. I'm
All the meat. I crushed that shit.
All right, for dessert, I have really fast. It's fresh kiwi, because kiwi was on the list of the diabetic fruits. Fresh kiwi with a lemon honey sauce. Basically, it's just fresh lemon, okay, grated and a little bit of zest, and then juiced, and then folded in with the fresh honey, and then mounted with a little bit of fresh whipped cream, light whipped cream.
Listen to all these words, man. Mounted, and I mean, seriously, I'm telling you, there's a direct connection between food and sex. There must be. It'd be impossible not to.
Oh, there definitely is. Absolutely. I think cooking is the new sexy thing that's going on.
I think it always has been, though. I think that's
Hey,
why people are so passionate about it.
Danny, any plans for going on Iron Chef?
If I had the opportunity to, I definitely would. But I wouldn't even know where to start to get in there. But hopefully somebody can hear me and be like, I'm gonna get this guy on Top Chef. Iron Chef.
How do you think you'd fare with something like that? Because
I would do very well. I'm very good under pressure. I'm very good with creating different things that don't meld well together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just
wow.
creating a new dish.
Hold on a second. This is fucking fantastic. What the hell? Explain what you did again. It's kiwi, but it's like...
kiwi with lemon honey.
Is that...
Lemon honey. It's just like fresh lemon
And
Look,
honey.
oh my
Yeah.
God!
Right? That's ridiculous. It's
What
just-
the hell?
Because I was expecting...
Holy shit!
fresh lemon.
I was expecting just regular like kiwi,
Right,
and
right,
it's
right.
like I tasted it and it was an explosion in my mouth.
Yeah, that's what it is. Explosion in your mouth, and you use the light whipped cream, which is not much, which is less sugar than the regular,
this is
whipped
good.
cream in the store.
So what did you do? So you had to show me, what was that tool that you just showed me?
This is called a zester,
Okay.
and you basically just run the lemon or the orange or the lime or the fresh zest.
You do the
Citrus.
skin, the actual skin?
The actual skin. That's where the flavor is. What you're tasting right now.
Really?
Yeah, and then you just fold it into the fresh fruit, and then you mount it with a little whipped cream, and then you add natural. Yeah, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna mount something after I get out of here.
And then you penetrate, and then it penetrates my taste buds.
Yeah, and then you penetrate your tongue, and then it just slivers down your throat.
So you mount the lemon, you cumin on the kiwi.
I cumin on the kiwi, and I mount the lemon,
There you go.
and that's it.
This is
And there you go.
outrageous, dude.
This is your diabetic birthday meal.
And notice none of us,
me.
and notice all three of us are swallowing.
Yes.
Just make a note of that.
No, honestly, this really is fantastic. Yo, this is from Teresa. Yo, Paulie, what is up? Loving your podcast, especially Joan Rivers. She is hysterical. And Constantine, who I followed on Idol. He is just awesome. I have a question or idea about how about a Z-Rock the musical?
Man.
That's a good question. Would you do a musical? I think you have such amazing voice and you would totally be able to rock it. Please bring Joey and David back on the show. You guys together are hysterical. Well, there you go. Duh. There's David. So,
You know what would be a good idea? Maybe you can make this happen, Danny. Maybe we can
Sure.
have Z-Rock the dish.
Yeah, why not?
You can have a potato to represent Joey. You can have
I'll
a
have to
broccoli head for Paulie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll have to get like your different characters and like your favorite item, and then I can put everything together.
well, why don't we do? I mean, this is something that maybe not now, but in the future, at some point, I really do see either myself or with the guys if they were interested in doing this endeavor. I definitely want to open up a restaurant.
Okay.
But I want it to be, and I'm sure I'm not the first one who's done it, but like
No.
where it's like the theme of like
rock.
yeah, rock, but also the dishes because all the people that come. No, but there's a difference
We'll be
because
better than Hard Rock Cafe. If
yeah,
we do something
no.
together.
First of all, I gotta tell you right now, I hate the food at the Hard
No,
Rock.
'cause
I like the idea of the
so
Hard
fun.
Rock.
If we serve
It's
shit
cheap
like
food.
this
Yeah.
at your restaurant,
Yeah, you know what? Like the Rainbow Bar and Grill.
Right.
That's the way to do it because their
Right.
food is amazing,
Right.
and the vibe is right. But what I'm saying is like I wanted to have like when I have my guests come on and they kind of tell me what they like, I wanted to have them, create a menu based on them.
right?
So you would have the ZO2 dish, you would have the Ozzy
like
Osbourne.
come in. I got the CO2 dish with a little, a fresh demi glaze and
Yeah.
or like like a little bit of
What's-
teriyaki or
What's
a
the
little bit
Aussie
of
dish?
coulis.
Bat?
The Aussie
Yeah.
dish.
It'd be like headless bat,
No.
marinated.
It actually had this black chicken. It's called a black chicken. It looks like a bat.
Really?
It's the funniest thing.
See, that would be great.
It's a black chicken. It has to be braised like in liquid and cooked for a long time because it's really, really tough. And once it's braised and cooked in liquid, it like falls apart like kind of like pulled pork.
Right.
And it's really, really good. We can like name it like the Aussie black chicken or something like over like the Aussie black chicken fajitas.
Well, you remember? I don't know if you watched Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, I
you
do,
remember,
yeah.
You remember the episode with Ted Danson where they had the sandwiches named after them?
Yeah.
And there was the Larry
he was
David.
the fish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was
was the fish
with
one.
capers and stuff. And Ted Danson's like, caper? What's a
the hell's a
caper? But that's kind of the concept, like,
Right.
You know what I mean? It'd be like, and I
That's
think
innovative.
it's well,
That's new. That's innovative.
is it or has it been done? I'm sure. No, I don't know.
It's
Let's-
not innovative anymore. You
Well,
released
yeah,
it.
I just released it. I'm sure someone's
Yeah.
going to do it now. P. Diddy's going to do a version of it,
Right,
probably.
exactly.
Well, it doesn't matter. Whatever. It's
But
not.
they don't have Top Chef cooking for them, so
That's my point. They don't, and it ain't, and it's they don't have the Paulie Z doing whatever I do.
exactly.
Killing the English language.
Yes. All right. Well, listen, Dave. What do you think? Did I do good for you? Was it a good birthday present?
I love my gift, guys. Thank you very
You
much.
got
This
it.
is fantastic.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday.
Oh, this is really good.
It really is. I have to say, Danny, this is. I'm not blowing smoke up yet. This is really, really good.
Good. Thank you.
He will if you want him to, though.
Yeah, I would.
okay.
No,
That's
but I
the
always,
after show.
What kind of smoke?
I always, I like to be truthful and look honest. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't good, I would
Right.
say it was good because
Right.
you're on the show and you're
Of
friend.
course.
But I probably would be like, oh, that was really good, bro. Man, thanks for coming on. Whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Same
and
thing
then
with
that's it.
bands. When I see bands that are
Right.
and they're my friends or whatever, and I didn't like them, I always say they're good. You got to be
Right,
nice.
you have to.
But I try to make the effort if I really did like something,
Right.
I try to make that extra effort to. So I'm telling you
Yeah.
that this was fantastic.
Thank you very much.
So
Really-
the
it
first
really
two
was.
times were bullshit. The
Right,
third
the
time
third
is the,
time
the
is the real
meaningful
song.
one. Yeah.
Well, the first time we met, I loved
Yeah,
your stuff.
I cooked for you.
Yeah, we met real quick. We met at a roast for a friend of mine, Brimstone, a wrestler. Yeah, and he had a roast, and me and Joey were there, and you were cooking.
Yeah,
and
I
it
just saw you. I'm like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
My name's Danny.
Right. And we just started talking. I don't even know if you'd recognize me from the TV show.
No,
or
I
nothing.
didn't.
No, we
I
just
didn't.
started.
I just started talking to you.
Yeah, and we just happened to be foodies. And the thing was, he's like, yeah, I'm cooking, but it's not coming out for a while. Me and Joe are like, oh, man, we're starving and we love food. He goes, you know what? I'll make you a special thing.
Yeah.
He came out with
remember
this
that.
giant dish of like appetizers just for us. Everyone in the place was
Yeah, it was
looking.
awesome.
but
Everyone's like, what the hell is that? I want to get that. I'm like,
yeah, and they're
you
looking.
can't get it.
Yeah, it's just
Sorry.
for these guys. And it was unbelievable. Like I don't like calamari, but his calamari,
What's
whatever.
up with that calamari?
Yeah, but it was something in some sort of sauce. It was
Thai sauce.
yeah, it was outrageous because I'm not a big calamari guy, and I love
Well,
it. And we
sauce is-
devoured that shit.
Yeah.
Devoured it. And from then on, and I said, that's why he's on, because we kept in touch. And I
That's
said,
great.
we're going to do something.
Yeah.
Got to do something.
Got to do something.
Well, you talk about sauce. I mean, the fact that you said that you make your own sauce. I'm a big sauce guy.
Me too.
I love drowning
sauce is
myself.
everything.
Yeah, like even with ketchup, when
The
people see me with
sauce
ketchup or
is
mayo,
everything.
yeah. I mean, if you got a good sauce, it almost
Yeah.
doesn't matter
Doesn't
the
matter.
meat
You
that
can
you're
have the
eating.
shittiest,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you can have the shittiest piece of meat in the whole entire world, and you put the fucking best sauce on it.
That's right.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you just dunk
People
it in
don't
there.
know- you're not gonna know, like this is not really prime rib, but it's like a
Right.
derivative of prime rib. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I put the sauce on, you can be like, this is fucking unbelievable. This is
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I'm like,
Well, listen, Danny, I want to thank you so much. Is there
Not a problem.
anything you would like to plug while you're on here?
Yeah,
Websites?
I
Go
just
ahead.
want to plug everybody. Come down to Social Sports Kitchen and Lounge, located on 1002 Hempstead Turnpike, across the street from Hofstra University and Nassau Coliseum. That's where I am. I'm the executive chef, slicing and dicing.
He's like, I'm the exact.
It's burp.
How far is that from where we are right now?
It's about let me see, about 45 minutes from here.
Going more east?
Going more west.
Oh, so back closer to Brooklyn.
Yeah, back closer to Brooklyn.
Oh, so we should go one day.
yeah,
You
it's
know-
across the street from Hofstra
Hey,
University.
I got an idea.
I'll call you. Maybe
across
we'll
the street.
I'll bring the
Hey,
guys.
Paulie,
Yeah.
I got an idea. On our way home right now. Let's stop by.
Yeah, they're open.
There you go.
I'm not there,
No,
man.
no, we gotta go when he's there.
Yeah, go
so
on there.
give them the. All right. So you have your own website, a personal website, or
No, I don't.
okay. So it's
Not at
just
all.
all right.
It's just,
Hey,
yeah,
sports-
you can go
make
to
sure-
socialsportskitchen.com,
Right.
and that's where you're going to find me and my pictures and my food.
Okay.
So socialsportskitchen.com, and you'll see me, clips of me on Top Chef, the food I made on the show.
Pictures of him in his underwear.
Yeah, pictures of me in my underwear.
Yeah, it's a good website.
You can take a
Absolutely.
picture on top of the chef, right?
Dave,
Yeah,
do you-
on top of the chef.
Do you want to plug anything? Anything other than ours plugs?
I want to plug my asshole before it starts coming out.
So all right. So I want to thank Danny. I want to thank you again for coming on. Big round
Thank
of
you very
applause.
much.
Yes, man.
Great
Thanks
job.
for having me. Paulie Rock. Paulie
Yes.
Rock.
And
Baby Rock.
Thank you, sir.
and Dave, thank you for coming on your birthday. I know you could be doing a lot of other things, but I hope this was a nice little treat. It was something different. Yes.
It was something very, very tasty.
Cool. I'm glad. Well, listen, so that wraps this episode up, the David Z birthday special. And for here, my quick plugs are thePaulieZShow.com. That's where you can go check out all our episodes and new ones and previous ones. Or obviously the easiest way is just go to iTunes and download them. And email me, continue emailing me at yopaulie@thePaulieZShow.com. And if you want to follow me personally on Twitter, it's Twitter/ZO2Paulie. And of course, our band's website is ZO2.com. And I guess that'll be it. And I'll see you guys. Actually, the next week, I'm not going to be able to. I'll have a crazy week next week. I'm not going to be able to come into the studio. So we'll probably have a little time between this episode and the next one. So don't freak out if you don't see it. So I'm just giving you that heads up, okay? All right. So that is it. I'll talk to you guys later.